Good morning. A very good morning to all my viewers. Hope you all enjoyed my prior two programs. And this is my third program. And today's topic is regarding humbleness. Humbleness is a must in life. What's the meaning of being humble? There are so many interpretations for that, but as far as my knowledge goes, and as far as I know, humbleness is being a simple person, a helpful person, a concerned person, a caring person. For instance, humbleness is when, example, a person is carrying a load and one knows that person can carry it because it's too heavy for him. One goes and helps that person, offers his help, or tries to make things easier for that person. That's one kind of humbleness. The other kind of humbleness is which I've experienced in my own life and which I want to share that with you all. And before sharing this, I just want to make myself clear. My motive, my objective, and the topmost priority of me sharing these words with you and performing this program is in order for at least few people get to know the reality of life and get to know what is life all about and reform themselves. That's my only objective. Yeah, I know. I'm going to receive a lot of critics. I'm going to be object of mocking, but that's okay. That's okay. I ain't going to take that to heart, or I ain't going to crib or qualm or complain regarding that, which I can do, and I don't want to do either. It's okay. If people want to criticize me, shoot themselves, fine. I can't do anything about it. I just want to do what I feel is right by sharing my experience and what I went through in life to people who really need it or who can, reform themselves by hearing what I've got to say. And if I'm wrong, I do pledge my apology. And fine, let me know if I'm wrong by your dislikes. All right. Anyway, humbleness is which I've experienced. I was running a store, and I had staffs there, and I used to do the brooming myself. I used to do the mopping myself, and people around me, people walking around, the public, right? They used to criticize me. They used to criticize me having so many staffs. He's brooming or he's mopping. He's doing everything by himself. What? He's crazy or what? But no, I was not crazy. It's just I was being humble. Why? Why I was being humble? Not to create an impression. No way. No, no. That was inborn in me. The humbleness was inborn in me. Or if some people, they don't have the humbleness inborn in them, but they can cultivate it. In due course of time, they can cultivate it. Now, the reason I stated this regarding me brooming and mopping is because I know my staff, they used to come to work due to X number of reasons. The situation, financially, monetary, or whatever you call it, right? The situation forced them to come under dire conditions. They used to come to work. And they were within 22, 23 years old. And at that age, yes, people, they want to, create kind of a impression, or they don't want to do certain things like brooming on a main road or carrying bags and going to the market. They want to sustain their personality. I mean, it's not ego. It is, some kind of a feeling that, hey man, it looks bad and their personality may get stained, or people might mock their personality. They feel embarrassed, right? So they didn't tell me all that, but I understood. I understood that these are young girls, and they want to create an impression, or they don't want anybody to know that they are working in a store and they are brooming or they are mopping, all these things, right? So I used to do it myself. I used to do it myself, thinking on those lines that I can do it myself, then why unnecessarily put them in an awkward juncture or situation? And I used to mop, I used to broom during the evenings where the entire public is seeing. That is what you call humbleness. You got to be humble. And another thing, there are so many examples for one to be humble. In everyday life, one can be humble. The way you speak to people, like when you go on the streets, right? I mean, it just takes a split of a second just to wish somebody. Let it be a beggar, let it be a porter, let it be a poor man, and you wish them, right? I mean, they feel good. They feel that they are wanted. They feel that they are loved. They feel significant. And by you wishing everybody you see on the road, whether you know that person or no, you can just wish them a good morning, a good afternoon, or whichever part of the day, right? They feel good. And that is one act of humbleness. Yeah. So humbleness is a must in life. Humbleness is a dire must in life. And being humble, right, ultimately brings peace to oneself. Brings peace to oneself. Today, I've been criticized, I've been condemned by so many people in town, right? But likewise, people know me for my humbleness. Know me for my humbleness. Like once, what happened? There was a guy who was a bit mentally ill, right? Not retarded. He was a bit mentally ill due to the jolts which he got in life. So I used to take care of him, right? So I used to take care of him, and I used to do everything for him. Everything for him. I used to give him a shower. I used to clip his nails. I used to cut his hair, trim his beard, and I used to do everything for him. And once somebody asked me, I had a new car. I just been 2 weeks since I bought the car, and I put him in the car. He was dirty. Dirty means dirty. Before I started working on him, that was the first time when I got close to the gentleman, and I put him in the car. He was very dirty, and the reason I put him in the car is because he fainted, right? He was unconscious on the middle of the road. So people called for the ambulance, and they put him in the ambulance, and it's mandatory that someone has got to accompany that patient or whoever's been taken in the ambulance. So the crowd conveniently pushed me inside the ambulance. Okay, fine. Hobson's choice, man. I had to go. I went, and when I went to the hospital, it was a government hospital. So I went to the hospital. The doctors refused to treat him. Why? Because he was dirty. He was filthy, man. He was filthy, stinking, and the works. And they refused to treat him. So I asked them why. No, because he's dirty and he's insane. I mean, he's dangerous to the other patients. I said, come on, man. Okay, now what do you want? No, first, he's too dirty. I said, all right, fine. He's dirty. I'll take him and I'll clean him. And then my driver brought the car behind the ambulance. So fine, it was a new car, just 2 weeks old car. Even the seat covers, right, the polythene, right, that was there in the car, smelling new and shining, spick and span, sparkling car. Anyway, now auto guys, they refused to take him. I can't take him walking because he was insane, man. Anyway, so what I did, I had no choice. And what I did was I put him in the car. When I put him in the car, my driver said, what are you trying to do? I said, tell me, what do you want me to do? I have to take him, clean him, and bring him back to the hospital. So my driver refused to sit with me in the car. He said, no, one thing, the car stinks. The second thing is insane. He might harm me. I said, fine, man, now what to do? I said, okay, I put him on the back seat, and I drove the car. I drove it to a stream. I drove to a stream and I gave him a good shower. I told my driver to get me a pair of scissors, get me a pair of outfits, because I had garments store. So I asked him to go to the shop and ask my staff, or the person who used to take care of the shop, to give a set of clothes for him. So he brought it. I clipped his nails, I trimmed his beard, and I got him all ready and put him in the car. And while I was doing this, while all this was transpiring, a few people they noticed that, and they came over and they say, "Hey man, you're doing a very good job, man." Well, I didn't want to create an impression. No, it was the humbleness in me which made me do what I was doing. Anyway, after that, I cleaned him so very well that, he was beyond recognition. Nobody could say that this is the same gentleman half an hour back and what he is now. So, I put it in a nutshell, right? I got him ready and everything, okay, fine. So, what I want to get at is that was an act of humbleness. Humbleness. And when I did that, believe me, I felt so good. I felt so good. I felt victorious within myself. I felt like as if I was kissing the sky. I felt great, man. That, okay, fine. I did something uh, I did the needful for a person who was needy, and that's an act of humbleness. There are so many ways. There are so many ways which one can be humble. Speak to a person properly. Speak to a person politely with love and compassion. That's an act of humbleness. Or when a beggar on the street, go up to him, and without he begging, just give him 50 bucks, 100 bucks. It makes no difference. Once I was going with a friend of mine, and the beggar, two ladies came over, and they asked me, they beg, right? So fine, I had 100 bucks. I took 100 bucks. I had more than 100 bucks, but what I took out, it was 100 bucks. I took 100 bucks and gave it to one of the lady. I said, "You take 50 and let the other person take 50. The guy goes to me, "Are you crazy? Don't let it give them all that. Just give them 10 bucks each." I said, "No. Why? Why should I give? No, they're going to go and drink." I said, "That ain't my problem. That's their problem with the Almighty. My problem. That's not my problem at all." So what I did was, and I told him, "See, now with this 100 bucks, right, I smoke, right? Now, if I buy about 7 to 8 cigarettes, I bust up the 100 bucks, man. I just bust up the 100 bucks smoking 7 to 8 cigarettes. Well, instead of that, I give it to the lady, right? This lady, whether she drinks or whether she eats or whether she buys something for her, that ain't my problem. Mine, I was being humble and I gave the 100 bucks to her, not to create an impression. See, there are plenty people who project to be humble. They put up a phony front to be humble, a facade of being humble. But they ain't humble, no. That is for some ulterior motive. They just put up a front, the project that they're humble. That ain't humbleness. That ain't gonna work, no. Humbleness, it comes from deep down, without creating an impression, no, without any ulterior motive. That's what you call humbleness. And I request you all, my friends, try to be humble in life, not for anybody else's pleasure or happiness or goodness, for your own goodness, for your own peace of mind. Try to be humble in life. That really pays off. Anyway, take care, and I'll wind up for now, and I wish you all a pleasant day wherever it's day, and wish you all a pleasant night wherever it's night. Ciao.